Hello and welcome everybody. Welcome to Tuesday on DevChatter. So we are going to, as is our thing on Tuesdays, we are going to try a kata on Tuesday. It's our little Taco Tuesday joke, and interestingly, I don't think I've done the bowling kata in years, and this is an old one. This is one of the early days of katas. I think a lot of us have done it before. I haven't done it on stream. I want to confirm exactly how we're supposed to do it. I wanted to take a look and see on this is the set of instructions that this might be the set of instructions that I came up with a bunch of years ago. This could be the set that Steve uses. I don't remember if this is a derivative directly of the instructions that other people use or not, but I do enjoy the kata. It's an interesting one. I'm not sure whether it's going to change at all with modern C#, whether or not there are going to be any tricks or things like that that I'll be able to do. As I said, I haven't actually done this one in a while, so I forget exactly what's required. So what kinds of things, what expectations are set up in advance, because some katas will say, hey, we want a method that's exactly this signature or something like that. I don't remember if this one has that kind of restriction. However, I figure, why not? Let's tackle it. We haven't done it in a while. So, have a seat. Feel free to follow along. Do the kata yourself if you like. We're going to do it in C#, and we'll see what we end up with. And my cat is already trying to knock down the green screen. And looks like he's going to settle in without actually successfully knocking it over. So, success! Welcome everybody. I gave a brief little intro of what we're going to be doing today, but for anyone who does not know, this channel is DevChatter. My name is Brendan. I go by Brendonius on the internet. You can find that information directly below me here on the stream. If you want any additional information about the stream or anything else, check down below the video. There's usually information down there. If this is live on Twitch, you'll find a bunch of stuff in the panels. If this is on YouTube, there's probably some interesting stuff in the description. Okay, so let's get started with some of this code. Hello everybody, glad to see a whole bunch of people saying hi in chat right at the start. That is always a nice way to get things going. So let's start with the bowling game. Step 1, I would say, is going to be... do I want to do VS Code or Visual Studio? Alfonso, Master SUV, Wheatlall, VFRZ, S&D, Mike Eaton, VS Code, and Visual... Okay, we've got to vote for each. Well, let's do this the correct way then. VS, I can't type today, guys. There we go. And we'll start up a vote for Code and Studio, as I figured that was the best way to distinguish those. And I'm good with either one, so... Let's go ahead and open this. What opened? Oh, that did. Cool. So, either way, let's close out of that folder. And recommend switching to the user setup distribution of code from... Cool. I'll get that in a bit, guys. Thank you for the suggestion. What was I doing? Right, I closed out of that, and then that one. Okay, that's fair, Wheatlall. Writer could have been a suggestion. I apologize about that. I have a feeling I've got time to install that code update there real fast. Vonk. Close the vote now. I'm not actually looking at the vote, just to be fair. I know it's in the corner of the screen up above me, but I didn't actually look at that because I don't want to know when I stop it. So I'm going to let that restart, and let's make a folder for this real fast. So either way, I need a directory to put it in, so I'm actually just over in my Explorer right now, so I'm not even going to bother dragging that onto the screen. You guys have seen Windows Explorer before. On stream, this is going to be a folder called 2018-09-25 Bowling Kata. There we go. I have that folder on my clipboard. Let me try stopping the vote and see where we are. Code wins with 5. How close was that? I didn't actually look. So I apologize if you were really rooting for the other one. Let's go ahead and select that folder. There we go. 4 to 5. Oh. Oh, that's funny, Wheat Lol. I'll give you a break. You guys get to see both VS Code and Visual Studio on here. I use both plenty. Alright, so let's go ahead and get things started then. What the heck do we want to build this thing as? Does it let me read the instructions first. we didn't actually do that part. Alright, so bowling game kata. A completed game of bowling consists of 10 frames. In each frame, the player has 2 opportunities to knock down 10 pins. The score for that frame is the total number of pins knocked down plus bonuses for strikes and spares. Okay? So standard rules for spares. It's the 10 points for your 2 rolls that you've done, plus any points you scored on the next roll. And then a strike is going to be the 10 points for the pins you knocked down on the first roll. Plus, you get bonuses for the extra 2 rolls. And then there's the exception, 10th frame. Because it needs to add bonuses for 10 potential spare and a strike, you have to have 2 extra rolls, so makes sense. So remember I mentioned at the beginning, I forgot if there were restrictions on exactly the setup we needed. So we are told that we have to create a class called game, and it has to have a method that is a void roll of pins, and an int score to get the score. And it is nice enough to tell us score is only called at the very end of the game, which means that we don't have to worry about doing calculations pre-end of the game. We just need final game score. So that is one nice thing there. I guess we could do a net standard lib and unit tests. I was probably just going to do a class library, but I was going to probably put it all in one. I think, because we didn't have any reason to have a console application. So anyway, just as a reminder for anybody who forgets, .NET has this awesome CLI that they picked up, and one of my favorite things about it is this: that when you do .NET New, it comes back and it's got this friendly little, oh, let me try to guess what you might have meant. Here are my options. I love it. And then we want class lib. So let's go ahead and say .NET, new class lib. So I love that they do that. These are going to have crappy names. Again, when I make katas and things like this, these throwaway applications that we're just using for learning, I don't worry about the names of them. You shouldn't waste your time, thought, whatever on them. It's going to do something hilarious with the name, and I will show you what that is in a moment. You're probably going to get a kick out of it. So it named it based on the folder. So this CS proj actually has the date on it, which is just funny. It's like, wait, what? You tossed the date on the beginning of it? And then my other favorite thing is the namespaces, because a namespace can't begin with a number, and I had it create this thing with a number at the beginning. It's like, oh yeah, we need to start your namespaces with an underscore. So don't do this if you're not doing a kata, but I always laugh, because that means some programmer had to be like, crap, what if we're in a folder that has a number at the beginning? We better prefix this with an underscore kind of thing. So, like, they have to make your namespace valid when they generate it for you. I find it hilarious. Okay, DevChatter, get this up for a bit of fun. Have a Git repo with a space in it. Pull. Yeah, Lucky. That would definitely cause problems too. Okay, speaking of which, let's go ahead and get this committed. So we're going to do this the right way. We're going to do... yeah, exactly. You need a %20 in there. CD DevChatter, CD on stream. What is this? 2018 bowling kata. There we go. Is this it? Fantastic. We're gonna init this thing. We're gonna add everything. I probably didn't want to add everything, did I? That was dumb. Let me just grab a get ignore on this. Oh, when you mess that stuff up. Where's a good get ignore to steal? There's one. Okay. There we go. 3 files. Perfect. So we're gonna do class library only. Yeah, let's see. Node won't accept uppercase characters. If it was only I made up That's a good plan, Mike. It's a good plan. One of the tricks I recommend is if you do actually have to work while watching the stream, just lower the volume down and get some work done. Ultimas, we are doing Try a Kata on Tuesday, so it is Taco Tuesday here. So that means we're going to be doing the bowling kata. So we figured, hey, I haven't done the bowling kata in years. Probably no one else has in a while either, so let's go ahead and do the bowling kata, because why not? Okay, so we need to grab a class library, and I am just actually going to steal that from elsewhere, because that is a pain in the rear to do any other way. So DevChatter on stream, because I want to go grab 3 libraries that I don't remember the exact name of, so I'm going to do this, because I'm going to cheat. That's right, guys, cheating right here. You saw it live. Brendan cheated. He went over here and he clicked the dependencies and said manage NuGet packages because he's a jerk. Because I want to click this one. No, not that one. Because I want my class library to have the XUnit one, and then what is the other one? It's Fluent Assertions. That's right. There you go. And yes, I did this so I didn't have to remember these names, because I was going to blank on Fluent Assertions in a moment. Solution. I don't really need one, but sure, save it. Because in VS Code I don't need the solution. So I'm going to nuke that. Goodbye, file. Goodbye. Don't need you. So basically all I did was grab these 2 lines here. And Fluent Assertions and XUnit. Obviously I could have gotten XUnit, but Fluent Assertions is the one I didn't remember exactly until I started typing it, and I was like, oh yeah, that's it. Okay. Cool. Cheating done. What the? Whoa, what the? I was typing in the wrong spot. Okay. Next, we should work on putting label next to your name below saying where you, what you are working on. Yes, Will Bennett, I absolutely want to have some labels coming in through the bot. So my intention is that space over there is where I want to put things like games that are running and what we're currently working on. So that section over there, if there's relevant information, pop-ups, things like that, I want to use the spot right below the window. That's why I cleared that space. So that ought to work. Okay, so step 1. It told me first a class I am supposed to have. So normally I would say we're doing a kata, we should TDD this thing following all the right rules and everything like that. So my plan is I am going to implement what it tells me here, and then I'm going to begin writing tests. So that means that we're not going to do the build is failing, that's a red. We're not going to do that one. We're going to put these in, but they're just going to throw not implemented exceptions, and then we'll write the tests for them. So step 1, write a game class. Step 2, make a void int roll pins. So we're going to make that public because it's going to get called from elsewhere. Void roll pins, and as I said, throw new not implemented exception. Next thing is int score. That appears to be public int score. And for this, I'm also going to throw a new not implemented exception. I know I could just return -1 or something like that, but we're going to throw a new not implemented exception because, you know, I think that's, Thanks, Sushinator. Love the comment about the namespace. No, don't do your namespaces this way. We could do this. We could do, like, bowling kata like that, and then it's not so bad. The namespace is going to be so irrelevant in this code base, it is just funny to suggest. Okay, so we should have the libraries we need access to. I want to side-by-side this. Notice that is hilarious. I clicked the button, there's only one file like here, so it split the same file. Not what I wanted, guys. Let's make a new file. We're going to call this score should. Whoops, derp. Brendan, what are you doing? Scoreshould.cs, and then this one we're going to rename to game.cs. So there we go. Files are named as we want them to be. Let's see, tests. I want to put tests on that side. Let's switch it this way. So score should, and then those are going to be on that side. Okay, cool. This is going to be score should. Okay, we're going to commit this right here. This is the starting point of the kata right now. So let's hop back over to the command line, take a look at the status. We'll call this, let's just see, that we changed CS project file. It thinks we deleted and created a new file, which it's wrong about, but that's fine. So we're going to say git commit -m. This is set up kata starting point. So there is the starting point of the kata. If I were to like hand this code to someone else to start doing the bowling game kata, this is actually where I would start them, is right here. Greetings, ThinkBot Labs, and Ultimas, thank you for that follow. Glad you are enjoying the stream so far. So, step 1. We need to figure out what this should be. So we're going to make a fact, which if you don't know XUnit, that is the way we're going to define our test. That's the method attribute that XUnit uses. We're going to say score should return 0 given gutter game. So I'm going to call it a gutter game. I don't think we're going to need to open any other files, so I'm just going to clear that out of the way. We're going to have 2 source files open here. That needs a using XUnit up at the top. There we go. And we're going to say new game. Bar game equals new game. And then game dot roll. Oh, hang on. I'm gonna for loop this because we need to roll 20 times. 20 times, right? It would be 2 balls for each of 10 frames, so it should be 20 times. So game dot roll, and I saw some people post some stuff in the chat. I will read that in a second. So we're gonna roll all zeros. And then I want to say game dot score should hang on. Click up here using fluent assertions. There we go. Score dot should be, is there a shortcut for 0? No. Okay. So we're going to say game.score should be 0. There we go. Alright, what is going on? Welcome, welcome. What is fact compared to a theory? Wheat lol. There's not a huge difference. Basically a fact I'm not going to have test cases for. Code error. Hey, welcome. Can one do a 3-month subscription via Prime like automatic renewal, or is this only for paid subscription? Sushinator, I believe that is just for paid subscriptions that can do multiples at a time. If you do want to subscribe to the Twitch channel using Amazon Prime's free Twitch Prime subscription per month, you would have to redo it every single month. What VS plugin are you using for C#? Ultimas! I am using the C# plugin. So it is just called C#. So it is this one right here. And it is the Microsoft one. Okay. So when I run this test, so we're going to say .NET test. Unable to find tests. What? What? I didn't include the test runner, did I? .NET Core XUnit test runner. I had to use the test runner, didn't I? Yep, there we go. See? I knew I was gonna forget something. Derp-a-derp-a-derp. Let's open this. I am betting that it is 2.4.0 also, isn't it, guys? Thank you, interwebs, for telling me what the test runner name was. If you're wondering what I googled, all I googled was test runner. Oh, Ultimas. VS Code is not Visual Studio. So VS Code is actually quite nice. A lot of people really do like it. So there we go. Let's try that this time. Derp still doesn't like it, huh? Please review the output. Unable to find tests for that. Start test runner. Really? Thought I told it to restore. XUnit runner test was restored using framework instead of the project framework. What? Is that seriously the wrong test runner? Well, for people that don't like Visual Studio, VS Code is usually pretty popular. I will say that. I like Visual Studio, but a lot of people don't. I get that. Hang on. .NET Core run XUnit tests. Why in the heck isn't it running these? Am I doing something like really stupid here? I'm in the right folder. .NET version, make directory, new class lib, yep. .NET Core. Oh, I need their test runner. Thanks, guys. Thanks. I forgot they required that. They're right. Interwebs. Thank you. Version. Will they tell me the version number I need? Nope. In that case, let's do this and see what it gives me. Store. Someone hyped? Thank you for that hype, Sushinator. Okay. Let's try it now. Terminal. Run my freaking tests. Nope. WTF, man. Alright, we're cheating one last time. I'm just gonna go run the stupid thing. I just want a sanity check here that I'm not crazy. Oh, was I net standard? Oh my god. Yes. If I'm net standard, that's what... See? Told you it was something stupid. Derp. I was like, why aren't these running? This should just run. Thank you for catching that, Gareth. Yep, see, I told you it was something stupid. I'm like, this should work. Well, what am I doing that's dumb? And I forgot, when you create a class library, it's just going to default you to net standard, which, yeah, cool. Alright, so now we got the method is not implemented. Cool. So which one? So step 1, we're going to get rid of that one. And step 2, we're going to get rid of this one and return 0. There we go. Now these tests should pass. Hopefully, maybe. We'll see. Okay, 1 test passing. Cool. I can tell that this is going away almost right away. When I see that code having a for loop in my test, yeah, I don't think so. So this next one is return... What's the next simple test I could do? 10 given... actually, let's do return 20. Given all ones. So I want to start with the simple cases. So whenever I do this, it's always important to start with simple cases. Wheatlaw. Think of it this way. Usually my explanation when people ask what's the difference between net standard, net core, and full framework, I describe net standard more as an think of it like an interface and not as a concrete class. So that would be the equivalent of me trying to instantiate and run an interface, which just doesn't work. And so the idea is you cannot run anything that's net standard. Net standard can just be used, referenced by something that's either running core or full framework. Net standard isn't really don't think of it like an environment. That's not a real version. It's an interface to describe either version. So, yep, that's the idea. Alright, so return 20 given all ones. So let's roll 1 20 times, and that should be 20. And that becomes the confirmation that, you know, we're even counting the rolls at all, right? So if we're following the, like, simplest thing that works kind of approach, one step I could do would be to just, you know, have a field like, roll was called, so return 20, but I'm not going to be quite that dumb. I have a couple of options. I can either start calculating the score by totaling it, or I can keep track of the rolls. Now, I'm pretty darn sure we're going to have to keep track of the rolls eventually, but I'm going to try to do this, you know, the right way, and I'm just going to keep a score for now. So private int score equals 0, and I'm just going to say underscore score plus equals pins, and we're going to return underscore score. So remember, simplest thing that works, that keeps us from, you know, going and building complicated solutions that we don't actually need. And now everything is passing again. So woohoo, we're back to green. And already, as I mentioned, I can tell there is something wrong with this for. So my tests are getting too cluttered, so I want to do a little bit of refactoring. So let's take a look. Let's extract this. So we're green, which means we can do our refactoring. I should make sure I clarify on why we can suddenly refactor. So we're going to say private void roll multiple, and we're going to say int pins int times. So I think that makes sense in my head, that when you would roll multiple, you would say, hey, roll this number of pins this many times. So in that case, we're going to take this code right here, copy it in here. This is times, and that is pins. And that needs to be accepting a game as well. So game, because that's what we're working with. So now I can say roll multiple game pins 1 times 20, and all tests should pass. And then as long as it does, I'm going to do the next one. Mobabo, technically we would allow negative score in our implementation, but no, you should not be able to get a negative score in bowling. Although I don't think the intention of the kata is to do validation on the number of pins knocked down. So I think in this case we are assuming that we get valid data for this kata. Whoops. Derp. There we go. Let's do that right this time, Brendan. There we go. Okay, cool. So, 2 tests down. So we've done some simple things. We're definitely adding scores. This gets us a couple of tests. But now what we want to do is we want to make sure that we can handle the strike, the spare, and things like that. So clearly we're adding in numbers with this. We can tell that. Hey, PDX, welcome. Thanks for that follow, Alan. And CM Griffin, welcome. Actually, let's put this at the bottom. So, turn... What do we want? This test is, provide, spare, let's say provide bonus, given spare. So should provide bonus given spare. I think that makes sense. If I read that test, I would be like, oh yes, score should provide a bonus given a spare. So, I would definitely understand what that meant. So, here's what we're going to do to sort of line up our spare. I want to do game.roll. We're going to roll a 9. And then, we're going to roll a 1. So we're going to pick up that spare, which means 2 fewer pins on our roll multiple. So in total we've rolled 20 pins now, and we want a bonus. So in here, we are going to set that to, let's change this to 17 so we know what it is. So those are all going to be gutters, just to make the calculation easier. So let's do this. 1 extra pin. So now we are expecting the total. So this should have been 10 pins, plus a bonus 1, plus 1 is 12. So we're expecting the result to be 12, because we then had all gutter balls at the end. So, let's go ahead and run that, and watch. This should not succeed. This is going to fail right now. We haven't written that code. Ferris, yes, we're getting really close to 2,000 followers here on the stream. So, that is fun. We might be at, like, what, 1998 or something like that? We're really looking for 2048, but hey, we're also a society that uses base 10, so we can absolutely celebrate getting to, 2,000. Oh, actually, no, that is 2,000. Congratulations, Kala's Neckbeard. So awesome! Congratulations, 2,000 followers. That is a hype right there. Even though we just did a hype, I think we're gonna have to do a couple of extra hypes here, guys. There we go. Have a mega hype. And I apologize for lagging out everybody's stream right there. So that's pretty cool. 2,000 followers. Awesome. Okay, so game roll, that should work. It doesn't. Well, that we want it to work, and it doesn't work. Clearly, at this point, calculating the bonuses means we have to check the previous ones. I think it's time that we start actually recording our rolls on here. So, hang on 1 second. Private int. Ooh, do I actually want to array this? No, I'm gonna list it. Who am I kidding? I was almost gonna array it, and I'm like, no. We're gonna call this underscore rolls equals new list int. So now I'm not going to replace it right away. I'm just going to say add pins. So there we go. Yeah, exactly. I almost went with an array, and then I was like, oh, I don't actually want to deal with an array. I'm not worried about the performance difference between an array and a list here. That's not going to matter. Hang on 1 second. Hang on 1 second, guys. Hey! No, Greendolf, I'm not going to do that. We're just going to do list for now. So, here's what we're going to do. So step 1, we're going to make the previous code work. So we're going to do roles sum, which is going to require using system link. Okay, we no longer need score. And this will not make our new test pass, but it should make our old ones continue to pass. No. So score 12, but found 11, so again, it's just not taking into account the bonus, which we knew was a thing. So what I'm going to do is this. I feel like at this point we need to understand the concept of a frame. So let's go ahead and say that we're going to go 10 steps through on a frame, so we're going to use that for loop there. Let's keep track of the sum as we go. Sum equals 0. We're going to return sum. And I understand we could do this with link, and maybe we'll switch to link at some point. Hiloja, Uncle Bob has done this one. Yes, I believe this is his kata. We're not doing it in Uncle Bob's style necessarily. I mean, maybe we're close. I haven't actually looked at exactly how he did his in quite a while. Yeah, so there are a lot of ways we could do that with link. Yeah, so I just want to add them this way. So I want to say sum plus equals how do we want to say this? There's a lot of ways to do this. We could just do 2 at a time, so I mean, I could do this. I could say I plus equals 2, take this up to 20, and go through all the roles, and just say, hey, we're going to have 20 roles, and then say sum plus equals underscore roles, say I. And plus underscore roles and say I plus 1, and we could do that. So we could just do add these two together, add them onto the sum each time like this, which again, in theory, this should still fail the same way, we hope. So this is a refactoring that'll tell us, hey, yeah, this did what we want. So 2 passed, 1 failed, and again, failing for the same reason. So what that means is we keep refactoring, but we are in the same spot, so we're not losing any functionality as we do that, which is what we want. The sum doesn't really work. You don't just want to sum. Yeah, exactly, Wheatlaw. Now what we could do is we could sum, but then look for bonuses. We could do that, but we don't want to do it that way, really. So here's what we're going to do. I want to say this is int frame total equals that. Oh, but we actually don't have 20 roles. So no, we're not always going to have 20 roles. we're going to do 10. We're doing frame at a time. You guys are ridiculous. Okay. Let's see. What can we do with this one? There's got to be a nicer way to go. Are we forced to consider this yet? Greendolf, consider what? Consider what? So, we aren't going to 20. We're going to do roles.length length count. I didn't do an array. And we're going to just say if this, right? We're going to go the whole way. Equals 10. Hang on. And that's a spare, right? Which means sum plus equals the next one, right? So we're gonna say underscore roles I plus 2 if we get 10, and then otherwise we're just gonna add these, right? 10, but hang on, we need to then say we need to adjust I think, if we do that. No, I don't think we can go this route. I don't think we can go this route. I think we have to do this. Frame index equals 0. So, hang on, we gotta do it this way. So... Actually, this will be roll index. That'll be roll index equals 0. We're gonna do this up to 10. Instead of I, we're gonna say frame index. So, instead of doing that, we're gonna say roll index... no matter what, we want to increment roll index by 2. So that's a spare. Some of that, some of those, and then roll index needs to get incremented by 2. And the only time it doesn't is if it's a strike. Otherwise, we always had 2 rolls per frame index, right? Wait, hang on. Did I leave that as +2? No, it's +1. Okay. All right, good. We are green again. We are green. Yeah, that I said CTI Geek. I said that. I said not if I said on a strike we only do it by 1. I shouldn't need to worry about it. Well, I don't think I do. But we'll find out when we get there. So, score, roll index. See that? +2 should be 12. So, we can add that. Let's try a actually, no, hang on. Before we continue on, let me do a little bit of refactoring. We're green right now. I'm going to refactor. This. What can we do with this? I don't like it. So, hang on. What? Oh yeah, CTI Geek. Yeah, it's cool. I assumed you were probably delayed. No, Draco, we're just doing VS Code for today because people voted for it. So that was the only reason why we were doing that today. So... let's do this. Let's extract a variable here. No, a method. Brendan, you know how to do. You know how to speak. Is spare. Hang on. We just need the roll index, right? Because the roll is. So we're gonna make a method. Private bool is spare with a roll index. And return roll index plus 1 equals 10. Boom, I like it. Now some people might not like that I did that, but hey, you can't probably not kill me through a stream. And people are probably gonna like that even less. Okay, so theirs is spare. So that has been refactored. We should be able to run this. Boom, successful. So we're still good. So that got cleaned up just a bit. Let's write our next one. Provide 2 bonuses given strike. Okay. So, we did is spare. I'm going to do is strike basically the same way. So we're going to say, if rolls, roll index equals 10. So if that first roll was a 10, we need to add in the bonus. So we're going to say sum plus equals underscore rolls. Now here's my favorite part. It's going to be this. Whoops. Plus that. So my favorite thing is whether you get a strike or a spare, you actually add in the same balls every time. Just one of the funny things about this. Okay, so, and then the other thing about a strike is that I want to do this. So I'm going to say roll index minus minus. I shouldn't even be writing this part yet. What am I doing? I'm smoking something, guys. Provide 2 bonuses. This is going to be 10. This should be 2 and 3. We want 5, 10, 20 points. So that was frame 2, so that means there are 16 balls left. We're going to do that. So we want 20 points there. It should fail. I'll add in the strike thing and again in a second. Ooh, index out of range. Ooh, that's funny. Must be less than the size of the collection. That's because we didn't have enough balls, because we went past that. I will catch up on chat in a second. Deathpacks, hey, welcome. So let's do this. Undo that comment. Now let's go ahead and give it a try and see what happens. Error! I probably didn't include it on this line, did I? Nope. Because I can't see the end. This is the problem with having a font size that I think you guys can read and doing a split screen. It means I get very short lines. Ooh, we index out of range. Where did we index out of range? So that is 8 frames worth. So that is 1, 2 frames that we did there. 10 frames. Oh, actually that's a good point. I don't want to add that if we... I don't add both if we get a strike. Let's do it this way for now then. So we'll say else if spare. So if it's a spare, we're going to do that. If it was neither, then we're going to add in this one. And actually, you know what's interesting about that, that I just realized? I add in roll plus 1 no matter what. So I don't actually need it here, do I? Wait, roll plus 1, roll plus 2, we add both of those there. Spare, we add both of those there. Okay, sorry, catching up on chat. Can you call score if a frame isn't complete? If so, will you get an... CTI Geek, no, this was described in the kata that we're only calling this at the end. Can you call score if a frame isn't complete? If so, you will get... if I close my eyes, it almost sounds like Seth Rogen became a programmer. Thanks, PDX. I'll take that as a compliment. How much simplicity can bring also better link API? There's a lot of improvements we could get. I actually still forgot the last round, but whatever. Okay, so hang on. So we are keeping track of frames. We have 10 frames, and we are keeping track of the roll index. We are going to do roll index minus... oh! Derp. Son of a gun. Why did I put that there? I have no idea. I derped that one nicely. Okay. So now it's just failing the legitimate way, which is what we wanted. Oh, no, it didn't. It indexed on arranged. When did it index on arrange? Line 30. It's right here, where it tries to get that. Roll index and roll index plus 1. 10th frame. We must have incremented an extra time somewhere. That increases by 2 every time. Are you kidding me? Minus equals 1. Right? We subtract by 1. Oh, derp. We then don't add those in at the right points, so yeah, that's legit. So we need to do this after summing that, so this has to go first. So we're going to do that first, then we're going to do that. See, I totally derped that. Found 22. Cool. Alright, good. I think what's getting me is this. That view. Alright, so let's do this. We're going to pull out methods for these and figure this one out. So we're going to call this isStrike. Roll index. Create a method for this one. We're going to make it a little bit nicer. So all this code getting a little bit better. Return that. And actually, I'm going to do the same thing there. Just, I was only doing it to be weird. Doop. Return that. There we go. Okay. So, add those together. If it was a strike, then we are going to add on that which is the strike bonus, which is the extra roll. So roll index is going to decrease after we do that. If it was a spare, we're only going to add that one. So that is the next roll. And we're going to increase the roll index by 2. Which means if it was a strike, we only increased it by 1, right? $10. Oh, we added that number in when we got our strike, which was wrong. We didn't want to add that. The strike doesn't need that one. The strike is going to add that one. There we go. I agree, S&B. It is time to have a little bit of a drink. Could be Wheatlaw. I did not see any code that you sent earlier. And we're going to simplify, don't you worry. So now the only difference between a strike and a spare is whether or not we roll that, as whether or not we reduce the roll index by 1. Alright, let's try the next test here. There could be some more stuff we could do. Let's see. And I'm going to say calculate perfect game. Obviously the given is perfect game. So we're going to say 300. How many times do you roll in a 300? It's 12 times you have to roll the number 10, if I'm not mistaken. We'll see if this breaks. Hey, there we go. So we handle a perfect game. So I think our code technically works now, and we could simplify things if we want. Is there any other simplification we can make to this? Frame index plus equals that. So we're keeping track of which roll we're on. We're keeping track of the frame we're in. We're only adding each of those numbers once. I mean, alternately, you could say, like, if it's a strike, that, and if it's a spare, do the separate one, but that doesn't really make a big difference. Punk is, no, this is just, so on Tuesdays, we do try a kata on Tuesday for Taco Tuesday, and, it's just practice, it's just fun. So, I haven't done the bowling game kata in years, so I figured, hey, let's go ahead and mess with it, see how it turns out. I don't mind that too much. I would like to come up with something a little bit better. I almost want to say, like, you know, because this is like adding, I don't want to comment this, but this is, you know, this is adding the spare bonus, right? I think the thing that is going to confuse people is this line right here. This is 2 rolls, or it's like add 2 rolls, or first strike bonus. Like, that's what seems silly about this. That in itself is also the strike bonus. So that's what seems wrong about that. And I think that's what will confuse people. Yeah, so as Fuel Snable points out, we could do this. So if you don't want me to do the -1, just to make it a little bit clearer, we could do this. So if people are confused by the -1, this is the way that you solve it. So instead of being fiddly and doing that -1 that I did, you can just add only the number of balls that you rolled. So, and that's the other way to do it. At which point you would say only 1, since strike didn't need second roll. And that so let's see. I agree. I think each sum plus and each roll index should be on its own logical block. Yeah, we could do that, CTI Geek. Let's see, or use continue instead of the else if nest. Oh, so like after each one, you're thinking just do a continue at each one? So like, we could continue at each one of these, and then these are just, you know, this one I guess doesn't need a continue. Because then we could do this. Inside of the strike, so we don't, so we avoid the double increment there. It makes it so we don't have to do an else if though, Wheatlaw. No, Will Bennett, not usually. I guess we don't mind them too much, but no, they're not usually. We don't usually make them. So we could do that. We could go the route that Will Bennett's talking about and actually manage state the whole time. So that is one alternate way to do it. So okay. Let's see. Get commit get add do. That's completed. Yeah. That's not terrible. Okay, Hello World for different level devs. Will, you have me intrigued. Print hello world. Right line hello world. Okay, this is funny. Alright, I like it. That's good. That's good. Very nice, very nice. Fuel Snable. We don't have a Slack, but we have a Discord. Did you mean Discord? But yes, we can absolutely create a spot in Discord for that. Is my Stream Deck not working? So I'm either spamming the chat or my Stream Deck isn't doing what it's supposed to be doing. My button that tweets that posts that into chat didn't seem to do anything. None of those buttons are working. Stream Deck's busted. Yeah, Fuel Snable has a valid point. In some companies, there are surprising situations where someone is the really technical one. Yeah, Will Bennett, the button presses weren't working today, so I don't know what that was about. Alright, so let's go ahead and do this. So we completed that kata. I think that worked nicely. Okay. A couple of things that we can do now. We can take a look at some other katas. Because it is Tuesday. And we do katas on Tuesdays. Kata catalog, file logger, mocking tennis, zombie survival. Mark down to PDF, Monty Hall. Monty Hall. That's a fun one. Yeah, lol, that's, I mean, like, we could go refactor it more, but that's pretty much it. New project. X-Unit project. We are going to put it in a folder that is DevChatter on stream. It's not going to have that name. This is going to have Monty Hall. There we go. This will be exactly S&B. You figured it out. We did VS Code for that one. We'll do Visual Studio for this one. Alright, so Monty Hall. I don't know if we're going to unit test this or what. Let's take a look. Where's that code again? Hang on. Where did I leave that window? Did I close it? I closed it. Derp. Yep. Good derpin' job, Brendan. Good derpin' job. Dallas got a catalog. Monty Hall. Monty Hall problem. Instructions. Write a program that demonstrates whether there's a benefit in switching when presented with a given choice. Your program should start with 3 doors. And okay, so quick explanation for anyone who does not know the Monty Hall problem. So Monty Hall is the name of a person, obviously, Monty Hall, and Monty Hall ran a game show. What was it? Let's Make a Deal? Is that what it was called? The Monty Hall problem. Let's Make a Deal. Yeah, that's what it was called. And here's the basic idea. I'm not going to show you this whole thing and go over the solution, but here's essentially the problem that is presented. You are given the choice between door number 1, door number 2, and door number 3, and you get the prize that's behind each door. Now, there's actually only a valuable prize behind one of the 3 doors, and Monty Hall obviously knows which door contains the prize. If you are to choose door number 1, this red door right here, then he is either going to reveal what's behind door number 2 or door number 3. When he does this, he will then offer you the chance to either switch to the unopened door, either the blue or the green, or to keep your initial choice of the red door. And the question then that we pose to everyone is, should you keep your door? Should you switch? And does it matter? And that is the question when you're discussing the Monty Hall problem. I love this concept because it is an interesting thought thing. It'll mess with your brain a little bit. Crichton, welcome. Good evening. Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening. Good morning. So, without actually getting into the details of that explanation of it, we are going to write a bit of code. And this is not really... So this is a strange version of a kata. This is not about writing quality code that you want to keep around and work with. This is about spiking a solution to test something. So that is the intention of this kata. It is, you have a question as a developer, you want to go find the answer. So when I first did this code, and what I did was I wanted to run this and be like, hey, let's actually prove it. Let's, you know, do a million simulations of Monty Hall. I actually did this in Python. It worked very well. And Will Bennett wants to switch. So hang on, let's do this. Vote new, keep switch. Does not matter. Let's try that. Did that work right? Yeah, there we go. So there's your vote, everybody. Feel free to vote in our poll. Should I keep my door? Should I switch? Or does it not matter? I wonder where Boston, Mass is from. But good luck, everybody. Good luck. No clue. Boston, Mass has no idea where he or she is from. No one can figure that one out. Alright. Let's go ahead and end that vote. Oh, CTI Geek right in under the wire getting that last vote in there. Okay, so sounds like switch wins. So the majority of the people here believe that you should switch. And the majority of the people are in fact correct. You should switch. Now let's take a look at what actually happens and prove it. So, step one. Let's go ahead and try doing a thing. Let's go ahead and write it. So this is not, as I said, this is just a, the intention of this is to just run something and give it a shot. So let's call this Monty Hall. Wait, what is this? Wait, what is this? Switch is the better choice proven by Twitch chat. Exactly, yes. It's a probability problem. Let me see if I missed anything else in chat. The host doesn't. If the host doesn't know where the prize is hidden, and they're discarded at random, meaning the prize could get tossed, this wouldn't be the same, right, DigiCress? Yes. So DigiCress, you are correct. Because he could potentially show the door that had the prize, if he didn't know, then yes, you are correct. It would remove that. But because of the fact that he will never reveal the actual prize, that's how this problem works. So yes, it does matter that he knows that. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and, I don't know exactly how we want to build this right now. So we're going to let the code sort of change as we do this. So int, int, we're going to say prize door, int, chosen door. There's the prize door, there's your chosen door, and prop int revealed door. So prize door, chosen door, revealed door. So that's what we've got right now. So we need to keep track of where the prize is, where the chosen door is, where the revealed door is. So now I want to make a quick method. So remember, this is not about TDD in this one. I mean, you can TDD this if you want. If you want repeatable stuff, we probably will write some tests on this to actually run it. But Wheatlaw gonna panic about these primitives I'm using. So here's what I want to say: should switch. Remember, this is for experimenting. This is the point. So that's what we're doing. So we're gonna say should switch. We're gonna say return prize door does not equal chosen door. And welcome, everybody. Thank you for those follows. Greatly appreciated. So that's should switch. We're going to do this just for the sake of it. We're going to call this reveal door. So here's what we need to do. We need to select a door. So let's do this. So we're going to say public void select door. This is going to be random. So for our sake, we're going to have a random door get selected. So whoops, chosen door. Chosen door equals new random. Let's do this just so that we don't do anything weird with the random. That was bonkers there. Make that a field, actually. So we have this new random called random, and down here we are going to say chosen door equals random.next, and we want to say the minimum value we can. So we called them door number 1, 2, and 3. So I'm actually going to do that instead of 0 indexing. So I apologize if anybody gets mad about that. And this, so that is for anyone who doesn't know, in C#, the upper bound on a random number is exclusive. So we want to say 4. So 1 through 4, 1 to 4 gets us numbers 1 through 3. So what is this? Self-writing code. Yes, if it's 100 doors, you can just hold for 98 rounds, then switch to 99% chance of guessing correctly. Yes, DigiCrest is correct. But that only works as long as someone actually knows where it is and is revealing without the chance of revealing the wrong one, which is why that one with the briefcases, whatever that one is different. S&B's mad about the fact that I did door 1, 2, and 3 instead of going with zeros. I apologize about that. That is totally my fault. So now I need to either choose. So revealed door wow, I could do the really horrible thing here. Hang on, guys. I want to do a horrible thing because it's fun, because I never get to do it. Guys, I never get to use a do while loop. Give me a break. I never get to use them. Why not use doors? I love the suggestion, Fuel Snable. That's perfect. You should use an array of booleans. Jonathan, I could, actually. That's not actually the terrible solution. It has some benefits. Even if they don't guarantee the price, because then you don't do this horrible thing that I am going to do. Hang on. Do commit act of pure evil. Alright, hang on. Hang on, I gotta do this, guys. I gotta do this. You're gonna laugh so hard. You're gonna laugh so hard. Alright, so this is revealed door equals random next 1. Well, revealed door equals chosen door, or revealed door equals prize door. Okay, so now let's do the same thing and assign prize. So this will be prize door equals random that, select door equals that. Doors can have windows, right? Yes, Copious, doors can have windows. Bit flags and bit shifting. Yeah, guys, totally doing that. No, we're not doing that. Yes, Lycan, they are. That's why this is an act of pure evil. Alright. Revealed door equals chosen door, revealed door equals prize door. So if it is either one of those, we're going to go ahead and continue randoming. That is a possible infinite loop, everybody. Unlikely to happen, but totally possible infinite loop. This is read-only. Okay, we are ready for Monty Hall. So, new Monty Hall. Monty Hall. Monty Hall. We need to assign our prize, please. Now, we need to choose a door. Whoops. Select a door. Select a door. Monty Hall reveals a door. Then, we check and see whether or not we should switch. If Monty Hall should switch, let's make two fields up here, everybody. We're going to say private. Whoops. Nope, we're going to do it in here. Who am I kidding? Alright, so we're going to do this. Int win count equals 0. And this is going to be... So that's... actually, let's change it. Times should switch. Times should not switch. So we're going to say if should switch, else should not switch. There we go. So value assigned is not used, and now assert time should switch. Oh, yeah, we can loop this, we can link this, we can do whatever you guys want. So easy to cause infinite loops if you screw one thing up. Yeah, and luckily it doesn't matter because I can kill it. And then watch your memory. Oh, that would be funny, yes. Comments are the do-while loop. I never vertical control. Wow. Yeah, we'll just do a count and that. Yeah, so here's what we're going to do. So count should switch count. So count is going to be a const because we're going to tell it how many times we're going to do it. We're going to do for I equals count. That's a do Monty Hall right there. If should switch, then we are going to increment should switch count. And we will assert equal on should switch count and count for now. Yes, I know that totally doesn't make sense, but don't worry about it. We're going to run it. We're going to see if we have an infinite loop or not. We expected it to fail. It's going to print out a result. So we expected 6. Yeah, so basically what we just said is nearly 70% of the time we should have switched. So that's 700 out of 1,000 times we should have switched. Let's increase the numbers a little bit, do it a little bit more. 70% of the time, it works every time. So there we go. This is actually what we were expecting to see. First off, the mark of the beast right here with a 666. But that really is what we're expecting to see, is we want to see about 2/3 odds. So that is about 2/3 of this number right here. We said switching would win. So, that's basically what we're going for. So that's the should switch count is our expected, and the count. So what we said is, when you do the Monty Hall problem, and you go on Let's Make a Deal, and you're presented with doors 1, 2, and 3, you pick one, he reveals a door you did not pick, you then get the chance to switch to the other door. It is, in fact, better to switch. Oh, that's cool, DigiCrest. I didn't know that. That's important information. Main issue is the protocol making sure you don't get stuck in an infinite loop. Exactly, McCullen. Seb the Third, hey, welcome. Wheatlow. Wow. Vsauce? Vsauce 2? Did Vsauce do one of these? Alright, so, here's the idea. If you don't believe me, here's the basis behind this math. So, essentially, when you choose a door, right in the beginning, you have a 1/3 chance with any given door that you've picked the right one. Which means there's a 2/3 chance you did not choose the correct door. So those odds did not change when he revealed one. Instead, all that happened is we said that since there was a 2/3 chance you were wrong, his revealing one didn't affect that. There was a 2/3 chance you were wrong, so you need to switch to the one you didn't pick. Because it's what's left. The funny thing in this is this code that we did here. I can actually remove this reveal door thing that we did here, this evil. This is why I didn't mind the evil. Because it didn't matter at all, not in the slightest. That does not actually affect the code one bit, if you watch. So that's the funny thing. I'm going to put all that back, but that's the funny part. That's the secret. Is if you actually run this code, the reveal of the door did not change anything about what actually happens. And that's the part that confuses everybody in this problem is it feels like, wait a minute, once there's only 2 doors, isn't it a 50-50? It shouldn't matter, but it doesn't. So I always find it funny. Yes, literally vitally important information, can't get by in life without it. Correct, DigiCrest, yes. Jonathan, take care. I take it you have to leave for the day. Glad to have you here today. Thank you for stopping by. I figured I would show this one. I haven't done this on stream yet, and it's kind of an interesting one. I like it, not because this problem is difficult, but because this is something that it's important for programmers to do, is the short answer. And thanks for that follow, Jonathan. Much appreciated. Hopefully we'll catch you on the next one then. If anyone in here has not yet clicked the follow button, there should be one up above the stream or something like that. Depending on whether or not you are in the website or in a phone or tablet or whatever. But either way, the thing is that whenever there's a question you're like, hey, that doesn't seem right. As a developer, our short answer is just go code it. What are you doing? Okay, so cool. That totally works. Yeah, DigiCrest. Well, I think a lot of people do know the answer to this one already. So I'm going to put the reveal door back in. Whoops. Is that reveal door all the way back in? Reveal door, reveal door, reveal door. Yeah. Okay, so that code's back in here. Let's go ahead and commit this code. Commit this code. No. I didn't even make a Git repo for this. Who am I kidding? It really is throwaway code. That was the whole point. Alright, and thank you for those follows. Hopefully we'll catch you in our next episode as well. Okay, and yes, for anyone who is wondering, one of the important things is this note. Oh my god, that text... Why does clicking turn the text yellow? I wanted to point out this Monty will always open a door which does not contain a prize. Oh, I know. What even was that, guys? What was that? So instead of 3 doors, consider a larger set of options, such as a deck of 52 cards. Oh, that's interesting. Actually, with the way that we wrote this, hang on. 52. Wait, 53. Full deck of cards. Full deck of cards. 53. So here's the ridiculous part. Reveal door. So how many cards do we reveal in that situation? We have one. The prize is behind it. We reveal 50 doors. Reveal 50 doors. Okay. We'd have to reveal 50 doors. I'm not going to write that one. Never mind, Steve. I'm not doing it. That's way too much work. Yeah, it would reveal 50 cards. It would reveal 50 cards, Wheatlol, which would be absolutely crazy. So it would reveal 50 cards, and then the idea would be that essentially you would we'd have to do another loop, but then the other challenge is we'd need to keep track of 50 revealed cards. So we could make a list of revealed cards, and it just seems the wrong way to go. Because the sad part is you really don't need any revealing. Because of the fact that he'll never reveal the wrong one, you can skip the whole revealing step and just run it. That's the actual secret. Is as a programmer, a lot of times you can figure out the problem as soon as you realize, wait, revealing didn't do anything. It's like, no, it didn't. The odds did not change when you revealed it. That did not affect the code. Yes, the evil method would be horrendous. Yeah, Will Bennett, clearly I'm wishing I'd done bit flags. Clearly. What was I thinking? Why didn't I just do bit flags? Alright, yeah, exactly, Digicrest. It's basically a 1 out of 52 chance that you won if you didn't switch. Okay, to be fair, I do like bit flags, bit masks, all that fun stuff, but you gotta have the right place for it. You don't just want to use it for the sake of using it. Why are there 2 zombies? 2 years ago? It has no things, it's been merged in. Steve, delete your branch. I was like, what's this branch on here? That doesn't look like Steve at all. Like, very, very little. For anyone who's met Steve, that doesn't look like Steve. It's not what Steve looks like. Okay, cool. So, a couple of other things I want to mention for anyone who is interested, since I've got a bunch of people here, and you are all paying attention. Wheatlol, I also love clean code. It's nice. You can't always get all the clean. You can't always get the code clean, and sometimes it's not worth the extra effort to continue refactoring things for a while. A lot of times in development, there's also the so I like here. Let me show you my. Let me guess. Steve's thing said I like clean code or something. What did it say? Anything about clean code? No. I figured that's why you brought it up. My goal is to leave software better than I found it. That doesn't mean it's got to be perfect. Just means like usually try to make it a little bit better. And better can mean something like, slight improvements. Digicrest, yeah, I've got a copy of clean code behind me, about 5 feet behind me or so. It's a good book. Okay, so what was I going to show you guys? I was going to hop over here and mention this stuff because we have a bunch of people in chat. They may not know this. So first off, if you are new here, I recommend that you take a look at our Discord. You should also hit the follow button. We stream 4 times a week here, and if you are interested in knowing our schedule, you can either check down below, or you can use the schedule command on our bot and ask it when our streams take place. So, for example, if you lived in Ohio, that is when the stream would take place. If you lived in Berlin, for example, that is when our streams take place. As I said, we stream 4 times a week, so that's Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays. On Tuesdays, we usually like to do katas. On Saturdays, we usually like to focus on some kind of principle. We call them Solid Saturdays because we started with the 5 principles of Solid, the Solid Principles of Object-Oriented Design. And on Tuesdays, as I said, we do try a kata on Tuesday. So Taco Tuesday, that's what we were doing here today. This Saturday is actually going to be a special one. We're going to have Mike Eaton as a guest here on the stream. So he and I are going to pair program this Saturday. we're going to connect him in using VS Live Share. So Mike will, get a little link when I click this share button. It's going to go ahead and share right now because I clicked that, but I'm going to end this share so that we don't send that code out. But anyway, that's the idea, is I would get this little code and I could send that out. But sorry guys, that code's not going to work anymore because I just ended the session, so you would have had to be really quick to get connected there. Throat punching shall ensue. Exactly. See? Binary Logics knows exactly who Mike Eaton is. I hope I don't get throat punched on the stream. I don't think VS Live Share supports that. So I think I'm safe, but we'll find out. Okay, so as I said, we'll connect him in. The cool part is, once we do that, he actually gets cursor access inside of Visual Studio, and he and I can write code in the same file and separate files, and we can go around working on the code at the same time. It's really awesome for remote pair programming. The other neat thing that I want to mention is, because this works in both VS Code and in full Visual Studio, he can run VS Code, I could run Visual Studio, we could both run VS Code, we could both run Visual Studio, it really doesn't matter. He could be running on a Mac, he could be on Linux, he could be on Windows, it makes no difference. So that's actually the really, really compelling thing. We don't have to be working on C# code. We could be in JavaScript, we could be doing Node, we could do Ruby, we could do Python. It doesn't matter because it's just a text editor at that point. So that's the really, really cool thing about VS Live Share. So if you haven't taken a look at it, yes, Kotlin, you could do F# too. I better throw these out there before everybody starts yelling because I left out a language. Do you know how many languages there are? Ah. Okay, so anyway, I figured I'd mention that. Yes, Fuel Snable, I said F#. Other things I want to mention. Yes, S&B, you could probably technically write some COBOL. If you are looking for any of the archives of our videos here, every stream we do is recorded, so you can find a lot of them on the videos section on Twitch. But for our older videos, you should check out our YouTube channel at youtube.com/c/devchatter, and that is actually where the archive of our videos are. So if you want to see the recordings from our earlier streams, you can find some that are on programming exercises and katas. You can find examples of where we were using VS Live Share to pair program. You can also find how our projects started if you want to take a look at those as well. There's a lot of good content out there, and it's all out in playlists, so it's really easy to find exactly the stuff that you want to watch. I need to schedule that stuff, but then... Hang on. Looking around on stuff on the other screen. That's what I like to do sometimes. You guys don't get to see the other screen, because it's sneaky like that. Yeah, I'm a little weird sometimes. Also, I will say I'm looking forward to announcements that I think are coming out in in less than a week now. One of the conferences that I submitted a bunch of sessions to, there's speaker selections coming up soon, so we'll see if I got picked to speak there. It's one of my favorite conferences, so I hope they did. Other things, if you want to make any suggestions for streams that you want me to do in the future, either topics or if there's a guest that you want me to invite and try to convince to be on the stream, this is the place to do it. I have contacted a bunch of the suggestions for guests that people have mentioned. Hopefully we can convince some of those guests to come in and be guests on the stream. We'll see. It's always a challenge because it definitely is a bit of a time commitment, because we're at least asking someone to show up for like an hour, maybe two. It's up to them really, to hang out with us. And we got up to 2,005 followers today. That's not bad. I figured I'd see how many we actually ended up hitting. Okay, so, other stuff to mention. Oh, I will be scheduling some more Learn to Code episodes coming up here. So I'm actually going to create Twitter polls for these, but I'm going to ask you guys as well. So if you don't know what they are, I do a series here, and we're going to reboot this series. So we're going to start it again. and that is Learn to Code in C# is what we call this series, and it is for beginner developers to learn C#. And obviously, if you don't know C# but you're not a beginner developer, you could still show up to learn C#. And if you already know C#, we actually ask you to show up and help others learn it. Because coding in general, right, we are going to teach C# here, but obviously if someone learns C#, they might then learn another language as well, and we just want to bring people into coding because we like creating stuff, it's a lot of fun, and why not share that with others? So, learn to code in C#. I want to find out from people what day you think I should try to schedule those for. So, I'm going to start up a quick little vote. Will Bennett. XAML, that is a very good question. Why does it want to block XAML? I am confused by that. There's something I don't... Some offensive word that I don't know. So feel free to vote on that. As I said, I'm going to make a Twitter poll too, but I figure why not ask the people that are actually here on the stream when you want me to do the Learn to Code streams. So feel free to vote, and I will... obviously, I'm not just picking whatever gets the most votes. Seb the Third, on this one you can only vote once in this mechanism. And technically people could vote on our Twitter or here, doesn't really matter. So pick the one that you like the best. I'm going to make a Twitter poll as well to ask people, because I want to make sure that we actually make it nice and easy for people to show up, so we can get as many beginners showing up as we can. Crichton, make sure there's a space between the vote and the number, otherwise it won't know that that's what you went for. And yeah, Wheatlol, exactly. Solid Saturday. Exactly, you got it. Do. Votes for Tuesdays and Saturdays, primarily. I think last time we had the vote split between Mondays and Saturdays, so we went with those. That sounds like we might do something like that. We'll see. Keep in mind that even if we do those, because I don't want to have more than one a week, so we're going to usually bounce those around because I like to switch the days. So even if we did have to bump a solid Saturday or two, that's what we would do. And you guys may have noticed that we're bringing Mike Eaton in on a solid Saturday, so I don't know if we'll choose a topic and do a solid thing, or if maybe I'll do like an intro where we talk about solid and then bring in Mike for pairing. We haven't really decided yet, so we'll do something like that. I'm not too worried about having a guest on a solid Saturday, so we can easily just pick something simple, a simple principle that we could just focus on then. Like a dry that I did last week. Also, if no one saw them, Solid Saturdays is the other type of stream that we were talking about that we do here on DevChatter. And Solid Saturdays is an interesting one. So we focus on a topic. So we just pick a topic. For example, our first one was the single responsibility principle. We discuss the principle, and then we just write code for the rest of the day and try to think about it. So, which gives you guys the chance to be like, hey, Brendan, you're forgetting about the principle that we're doing. And I'm like, oh, yeah, ha, 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 ha. Yeah. Which, it happens. We're all developers, we're all human. So, we could, Wheatlol. There's a suggestion, there's, look at this, Wheatlol. Almost like there's a spot for you to put that kind of stuff. Almost like there's that nice suggestion box. Okay, so cool. So it looks like Tuesdays and Saturdays are the main suggestions from the chat. There's a tie, Saturday and Tuesday, with vote count 2. Okay, cool. Alrighty. Yes, exactly, Seb the Third. Says the bot that is clearly programmed to make the occasional mistake. Hang on a second, guys. Let me just... so one of the channels in our Discord, for anyone who is wondering, is a meme channel. So for various developer memes, things like that, coding memes and the like. So I just actually posted a thing in our Discord that is mildly related to that. So cool. So people have been watching Ignite, MS Ignite, a little bit, I assume, right? What have you guys liked from Ignite? Binary Light, you have not been watching Ignite. Okay, well, I figured people were watching it. Ignire. I can't type. Hang on. Whoop. So Ignite is this. I think it's muted. What is this? You're conducting a survey? No, I don't want to take a survey. Why would I want to take a survey? So what are they doing? Upcoming stuff, anything interesting? Kubernetes, Ignite Day 2 wrap-up. Cool. So it looks like they have a handful of things that they recorded. So I'll have to check some of these out. There might actually be some interesting things. Anything really cool that anybody's seen? Appreciate it, Binary Logics, yeah. Yeah, I didn't see anything that was like jumping out at me like, oh yeah, I need to look at that. Like, what's new in VS Code, for example? First off, that claims to be like 15, is that 15 minutes? I hope that's 15 minutes, not 15 seconds. But I'm not sure what they're going to show me there that I don't already know because I've used it. .NET Overview and Roadmap could be interesting, maybe. So for anyone who doesn't know, Microsoft is they're putting live streams of some of the sessions from MS Ignite out on the internet, so you can take a look at some of that. So if you haven't yet, I do recommend it. There's some cool stuff there. I don't know which of these are going to be interesting, though. I'm going to take a look at some. So I was hoping someone had a suggestion or two. So, who knows? What's on the agenda? I guess they just don't tell us which ones are, I was hoping they would tell us what sessions were going to be coming in the future days, so... Yeah, it seems like they're doing too much Azure stuff. I agree. Wait, what? Hang on. Binary Logics, are you telling me the truth? Or are you lying to me? You're lying to me. GitHub's up. Oh my god, nope. Nope, nope, you're right. You're right. GitHub is down. That's awesome. GitHub is down. You saw the talk on the new project system. Oliver Kaith. That is an interesting one. I will have to take a look at that, actually. We are investigating reports of elevated error rates. Yeah, I would say so. That's an interesting one right there. Oops. So that's weird. I've gotten GitHub working once and not working another time. So something wonky there. Who knows? Oh, thanks, Wheatlaw. Appreciate that sacrifice from there. Canceling that push. Should have used Bitbucket. Just for the record, I use Bitbucket also. They're both good. I'm an old Mercurial dev after all. GitHub status. Everything operating normally. We're investigating. Nice. Oh, that's funny. I actually don't mind Bitbucket, but for the social aspect, yeah, exactly. So that's the thing, is if I'm just doing a project for myself, I will toss it on Bitbucket, and Bitbucket does quite nicely. But if I do actually want to get the attention of a lot of other people and be able to have a lot of collaborators, I tend to have to put the project on GitHub, because that's where we're going to have other people. So that's why all of our stuff here on this channel is on GitHub. So, and if you don't know, all you have to do if you ever want our link is just do that. Brutal Swede, welcome. Greetings, greetings. Good evening. So that's actually why all of our code that we do here on the stream is out on GitHub, is because it is a nice, easy spot that everybody has access to. DevOps, Will Bennett? No, I don't have everything on VSTS. I am really hoping that VSTS is basically just going to become a wrapper around GitHub in some fashion, because I like the way GitHub works, and I've not been a fan of a lot of the stuff with VSTS. I'm hoping they just find some nice ways to be like, yeah, we're just sort of going to integrate GitHub. No wheat lol. Thesaurus final for sure. Seb the Third, we call that copy folder versioning. Copy folder versioning. And by we, I mean I. Copy folder versioning. Right here. I don't know if you can read any of these. My project Rev 4. My project Rev 5. My project 3 revision something or other. My project copy 1. My project copy 2. What is this? Is Azure the only one that offers hosted compile platforms for all 3 OSs? Brave Cobra, I don't know, actually. You can use GitHub through VSTS. Yeah, so Will, you can use it through that, but what I want is so for example, if you are an MSDN subscriber and you get VSTS access because of that, I would love it if that meant that you could actually have, you know, some kind of a GitHub account now based on that, so you could really wire them together. Mike, is he starting now? Hang on, if he is, then I would raid him instead. Only if he is. Did he start? I didn't see if he started. He's not. He didn't start yet, Mike. He didn't even start. We're gonna raid him though. So, the red stapler version control system. So, yep, fun stuff. So my project, yeah, exactly, Wheatlaw. Everybody did that, Seb the Third. Have you checked out the DevOps log? Will Bennett, I have not looked at it yet. I found lots of offering 2 out there. Azure DevOps is the only one I found offering all 3, but there might be more. Brave Cobra, yeah, so Fuel Stable, we just wrote some code that simulated the Monty Hall setup, and it comes back with 2/3 of the time. You should switch all the time. Which, of course, is a little joke there. For anyone that knows the reference that we were making there. Cool. Yes, it is an Anchorman joke. Exactly, CM Griffin. Okay, cool. So this is our Monty Hall solution, we'll call it. It's just kind of a hack-together thing, because as we said, the point of the Monty Hall problem, kata will say, is not writing reusable code. The intention of it is actually to have... is to practice the idea of spiking a thing. So you have a theory, you want to write some code just to prove the point of whether or not this works, and that is the goal of that one, is practice in that kind of scenario. Zabby92, welcome, hi. Punker76, thank you for the update. It is definitely back up because I was able to refresh this. Heads up for people that don't know, so as I mentioned, we stream 4 times a week. Thursday will be an interesting... yes, Will Bennett, that is the perfect opportunity to use LinkPad for something like that. Actually, I think as I mentioned, the first time I wrote the Monty Hall problem, one of these, I did it in Python, which of course means I was running in idle, and that would be a lot like running in LinkPad, where it's just fast, you know, code execution. Is their answer already known, or would that be... Brave Cobra, the answer to this problem is that you should switch. So If you're presented with 3 doors, you pick one, they reveal one of the doors was definitely not the prize, and then there is a door and they ask you if you want to switch, you switch. That is the short answer. As Will Bennett says, switch. 2/3 of the time you did not choose the door correctly the first time, so you switch. Yep, that's it. There's no spoiler to that. Not really. But it is interesting, because I do wonder, did people at the time of the show know that you should switch? They did the same in Deal or No Deal. Deal or No Deal. Is that the one with the briefcases, Will? In the one with the briefcases, I don't think it matters. Because you could reveal the prize, because you're revealing the doors yourself. Or by doors, I mean briefcases, obviously. Howie Amanda. Yeah. Yes, Wheatlol, it's because briefcases aren't doors. Zabby, thank you for that follow. Welcome. Hopefully we'll see you on Thursday. Noel Edmonds in the UK. No, they allow you to switch at the end. Yeah, so no. They, yeah, so Will, they allow you to switch to the other briefcase at the very end of that one. But because of the fact that you revealed the doors, and there was a chance you could have revealed the prize that you were looking for, that means there's no increased probability that the prize was somewhere else. I believe is the case. I'd have to really think about that one, but I don't think the Monty Hall problem applies to the briefcase problem. I think it's different. Maybe Will Bennett. I'm not sure. That's one that we might have to simulate sometime, so we can try it, Will. But remember, we could definitely run some simulations on that. Wheatlaw will. We will definitely run some simulations and see what happens with that one. Because I do think that actually would be something that we would want to check out. Okay. Didn't you get a PR for a Deal or No Deal game for the bot S&B? Yes, we did. Yes, we did. And I've fixed it up a little bit, and we need to actually merge that one in, but we haven't yet. Anyway, a couple of other things I want to mention. If you didn't yet, you can follow me on Twitter. I'm at Brandonius, or you can follow DevChatter on Twitter at DevChatter_. Yeah, there's an underscore on the end. I apologize I didn't get that. Will Bennett, yeah, we could do bingo or something like that at some point. If you are new here and you haven't clicked the follow button, you should. Also, feel free to take a look at our Discord. Discord's a chat application where you can chat with me and the other developers that are here in the stream. Brave Cobra, we've been streaming for about 2 hours. I am going to wrap the stream about now, but don't go just yet, because we are going to raid C# Fritz. So, we do want to do that. Let's do Pandemic in the Bot. Unlikely S&B. That was a joke. Please do not do bingo. Will Bennett, we could totally do bingo. We totally could. I don't even know how we would do bingo, to be honest. So let's go ahead and do a couple of things. First off, let's click some buttons. We're going to click this one. So, first off, I want to make sure I thank S&B and Lucky Number 7 for hanging out and helping out moderating the chat today. Not that I think there was much moderation needed. I want to thank all these nice people, yes, I'm assuming that you're nice, for clicking that follow button. Hopefully that means you enjoyed some of the stuff we streamed today. We'll be back to our regular working on projects on Thursday. And Greendolf, thank you for that resub. Much appreciated. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the stream today. As I said, we are going to host C# Fritz, so hang out, have a happy rest of your day, and that's true, Brave Cobra, following is nice. Happy coding, everybody, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, however much you've got left. Have a great afternoon, evening, day, night, morning, whatever time it is where you are, and we will see you in less than 2 days. It'll be, what, 44 hours? So 44 hours from now, we are back to the stream. We're going to write some code together. It should be fun. We're probably going to be back to a project for that one. And then on Saturday, we're going to have Mike Eaton show up to do some more coding with us. So, thank you for hanging out, everybody. Take care. Have a good one.